Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What's shaking on your Tuesday? That's right, it's Tuesday. Yesterday was another day. Now it's Tuesday. Hope everybody's doing well. I guess my good friend SG Fanboy has fallen off the wagon. He made it 5 days with no nicotine. No nicotine, but that was a pretty good effort. You should start again. You should really start again. I think you can make it the next time. I don't recommend it, but I think you should. Let's see here. I gotta check something out. Oh, it looked to be okay there. All right. SG Family says, I'm starting to think the intro song doesn't exist. I can't find it anywhere. That's why I'm allowed to play it. It's that obscure. It is that obscure. Well, let's see here. I was thinking about something that, because I think a lot about the various stories, that we have here for you. And a lot of times they're just things that happened that don't happen anymore, and weird stuff. And that's what this is. SG Fanboy says, I'm going to mix my vape juice so it's only like 1.5% and go from there. The only thing I understood in that sentence was 1.5%. So I'm going to trust that you're doing the right thing. Okay. Sciatica, still awful. Can barely sit up straight, but we're doing a show. There were things that were, this wasn't even necessarily a fad, although it kind of was. But anyway, let me get straight to it. Let me tell you about barefooted NFL field goal kickers. There was a golden age of them that was in the 1980s. This used to be a thing in the NFL that nobody could really totally believe or understand at the time, but that thing was the era of the barefoot field goal kickers. And by that, I mean dudes used to kick field goals barefooted. Okay? The whole thing started way back there in 1979. Way back there. Whoops, wrong hand. Way back. Whatever. In 1979, when Philadelphia Eagles kicker Tony Franklin pioneered the era of the barefoot field goal kicker, and he was proud of it. His Honda Accord featured the novelty plate, "No Shoe." Now, you will see one person kicking a football with no shoe on here. But it's almost like the NFL didn't want you to know these guys were kicking with no shoe on or sock, because like on all the bubblegum cards and on a lot of the publicity pictures, they don't show the foot. Now, when you watched a game and it was freezing cold out, they definitely showed the foot. They showed these poor kickers there in 10-degree weather, with their lack of shoe. Now, why would this guy do this? Why would anyone ever even think to try kicking a football with no shoe and no sock on? To win a bet? Maybe he had a few too many? Suffering from a hallucination? Well, Tony Franklin said, that's this guy here. By the way, he's got that great kicker's physique. The only reason I kicked footballs barefoot was because it was the best way I could do it. I couldn't kick with the shoe on with near the distance or near the accuracy. And to that I say, what's wrong with this guy? I'm a soccer player. Let me just tell you. The uniformity of the outside of a shoe really helps with both of those things, but whatever. But this guy here, Tony Franklin, wasn't just kicking a little here and there. Not barefoot Tony Franklin. In college, He kicked the longest field goal ever in college football with no shoe on, mind you, at a distance of 65 yards. And just to prove it wasn't a fluke, he kicked a 64-yarder later in the same game. His longest in the NFL was 59 yards with no shoe on. Well, soon there were lots of guys kicking without any shoe or any sock on. They claimed they could control their kicks better with their feet than their kicking shoes. Some of them claimed they could hit the sweet spot on a football better with their shoes on, which again, I say, that sounds like a lot of hooey to me, but, whatever. Whatever. Rich Carlos here, who won the 1987 AFC Championship with a barefoot kick for the Broncos, the Denver Broncos. That means Rich Carlos was kicking barefoot in Denver, which is kind of cold. Yeah. Now, when Rich Carlos here tied the NFL record for most field goals in a game, 7, while playing for the Minnesota Vikings, he was actually facing another barefoot kicker, Mike Lansford of the Rams. And there you see the very rare photo of someone kicking a football barefoot. As you might imagine, kicking barefoot had its own set of issues. Tony Franklin said that he had to trim his toenails all the time to keep them from breaking or tearing, and that his big toe toenail had ripped off several times. Ow. Rich Carlos used udder balm to keep his foot smooth and silky and kick-worthy. Now, at the height of this, during the 80s, there were 4 barefoot kickers in the league at the same time. And then slowly the fad sort of died out and stopped just about as quickly as it had started. But the barefoot kicker phenomenon is pretty much a phase of the 1980s, and we shall likely never see its return again, what with all the soccer players that are currently kicking in the NFL that like shoes, that embrace the shoe. But at one point, lo, these many years ago, it was not uncommon to see barefoot field goal kickers in the NFL. And seen. So there you are. Thanks for letting me tell you about that. What do we got going on in the chat room here? Oh, nothing. Well, perfect. Perfect. Just what I wanted. 972-994-6822 is our number to call if you care to talk about barefoot field goal kickers or field goal kickers that have shoes on, or SG fanboys battle with nicotine. It's a little paradoxical. My back is killing me and my leg is killing me so bad it's not even funny. And the only thing I want right now is a smoke. However, when you read through all of the things you're not supposed to do, because they really can't tell you what to do, they can just tell you what not to do for sciatica. One of the biggies on the list is smoking, because it constricts the blood vessels or flow, or I don't know. But if any of you ever have the chance to have sciatica, you should say no thank you. Maybe my next thing should be about sciatica, because it's awful. It sucks. Maybe I'll just show you. So you folks will get to see just how much fun I'm having. Images of sciatica. Yes. I want a good image of sciatica. I don't want just an everyday image of sciatica. I want a good one. I want a good sciatica image. Let's see here. Okay, so that's not that bad. That one there. Oh, well, don't take me to a page with 9,000. Here, maybe this will do it for me. Come on. Don't be that way. Come on, don't be that way. There's got to be a better sciatica image than that. That one's wanting me to sign up for a bunch of stuff. I want one that doesn't make me show a human butt quite as blatantly as some of these. I don't really want to show a booty. Now, see, that's looking more my style right there. Ooh, a guide to sciatica. Let's see what this does for me. Oh, now, come on. Oh, here. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. There, I can share that. All right. Hi, how are you? Still no comments. Is there another show going on right now, a big one or something that I'm unaware of? Is there a thing going on? Well, I'll check that out after I get everybody into sciatica. Share screen. Okay. All right. There we are. Boom. Ah, there we are. Share. Okay, so, yeah, so as you can see over here, you know, near the spine, there's pressure on these nerves. And then that nerve pressure makes pain, and it goes all the way down your leg. And can you dig it? I knew that you could. So, yeah, there's that. And the only real cure is by the way, Terry Nee, I've thought this many times. Attica. The only cure for it is, well, it's supposed to last a few weeks, maybe less, is stretching. And man, I stretch it and stretch it and stretch it. And then they say moving around on it. The worst thing you can do is sit. Unfortunately for me, sitting is the only thing that relieves the pain for any amount of time whatsoever. So I'm going to call an expert on this subject that I've been speaking with later tonight and go, okay, I've been stretching. I made the mistake of walking about 6 blocks today and had to stop every 100 feet or so and hunch over, bend over at the waist, and make little mewling noises like a little schoolboy. So we'll see. Terry Nee says botulism shot. I don't think so, but maybe. I would prefer botulism to this. I was thinking cortisone. That was my thought. They say some people get it chronically and they have to have surgery. Like if it's a bone spur or something causing it. I don't think that's me, though. I don't feel like I have a herniated disc. I feel like if I did, I would know that. But Sunday, I did a bunch of stuff and worked at the big radio company and walked around and did some things. And after that, it felt great Sunday. Yesterday, started feeling bad. Today, awful. Terry Nee says a steroidal pack would help. Pack? That sounds like an incision would need to be made for that. That's not going to happen. I don't want no incisions and stuff. Because truthfully, it is something that lasts, well, you hear anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Some people have it a little bit longer. It's much better than it was, say, Friday and Thursday of last week when it was just unbearable. So it's getting a little bit better all the time. But I can say this, if you ever get the chance to have it, don't have it. It's a 5-day dose of steroidal pills. I have not seen that amongst the solutions to this problem, and I've done a lot of reading, and I've talked to a lot of caregivers, doctors, nurses, and physical therapists, and none of them have said you need some steroids. Best I can tell, it's one of those things that you just have to gut it out and get through. But I can tell you that today's walking, highly painful. Do I really have 45 more minutes to do in this show? 45 stinking minutes. And I've already gone through my whole topic that apparently did not beguile the public as well as I thought it was going to beguile the public. I don't have anything Dabbleverse to talk about today except for one thing. And that is this morning on the BS show. Boy, if you want me to run out of a show and jump in front of a train, just say the words, why don't we bring Jake on? Shuli's not here, and that's your special guest star of entertainment. I'm nothing against the guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. But when he comes on, and he was upbeat today, I will give him that. But usually when Jake comes on, it's tales of woe and misery about Jake, what somebody did to him, who's messing with him, all that kind of stuff. Woe is me. And a lot of gossip, and this person did that, and that person did, but it was, Bob, look at my ceiling. Then he shows his ceiling, and I'm just going, just somebody hit me in the head with a shovel hard. I need some laughs. I need some distractions. I have sciatica. Are you guys going to use computers and stuff? Yeah. Okay. Good one. Are you guys going to play some sounds? Oh, someone, please give me a knitting needle. I'll just right in through my eye. Right in through my eye. Electric Head Gino says Jake derails everything. You got that right again. Whoever made that decision today. Terry Nee says, I get herniated disc lately. The only thing that helps is oxytocin. Well, if this one's herniated, I mean, my disc doesn't hurt. It's that little lower back soreness, not much, but it's that sciatica, you know. That's the problem there, is the sciatica. Anthony Schultz says, chat. Thank you, Anthony. Your observations are much appreciated. 972-994-6822. It's in the crawl, if you want. Anthony is holding up I think those are some rock and roll fingers maybe, or heavy metal or something. They symbolize something that I do know. They're not the hook'em horns, I'm pretty sure. But, oh, yeah. And so the sciatica, the thing about the sciatica is this. It is the largest, they say it's the largest nerve in your body. It's really not one nerve. It's a bundle of nerves that goes from your lower back all the way down your leg. And it can deliver pain throughout that entire area. And it does it intermittently. So you'll feel okay for a while, and then all of a sudden, ow, and you'll turn a certain way, and it'll be in your hiney. Yeah, I know. There, I said it, hiney. And then it'll sort of wear off there and go to your shin or your knee or your ankle, and it's just all over the place, and you never know when it's going to happen. So, good times. Good times. We're having some fun here at the fabulous boarding house in San Francisco, California. We've got fun, we've got laughter, we've got wonderful times at the boarding house. Anybody have any idea what I'm referring to? I didn't think so. I did not think so. Let's see here. Terry Nee says, I get wife-atica from time to time. I go to the barn and it disappears. I don't have that problem. Oh, but here's the big thing. It's like, what do I do if you're not supposed to sit, which is the only thing that majorly reduces the pain. So don't do that. Go walking, move around. Okay, that's pure agony, but I'll do it. But when I try to go to sleep at night, there is absolutely no position ever comfortable that you can be in. So it's like, okay, I got to call my expert lady and say, what should I do? What really should I be doing? Hey, look, it's Jake. Hello, Jake. The Canner. Great show so far, Tom. What was the worst Christmas gift you got yesterday? Sciatica would be the worst. That'd be the worst. Just the sciatica. That'd be the worst. Electric Head Gino says, ha ha. 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 So, yeah, that's what's going on. 972-994-6822. And we got about another 40 minutes of this. Okay, let's just kick back and get to know each other, kids. Maybe I should have done a longer and more involved story at the top of the show. I don't know. I mean, I thought barefoot field goal kickers, there's something you don't see every day. Let's see. Electric Head Gino says, have you ever heard of a spinal stimulator? Yeah, they have those in those PENS units and stuff. I don't know that I want to really use one of those for this. I don't know what it would do. I know this. The real pain started last Thursday. And it started because I read something online from the Mayo Clinic that says, apply cold, then hot. Or was it hot, then cold? One of those. And I did that. And both things were mortal agony. They were the worst, and it made it a zillion times worse. So I don't really want to do any stimulation. The lady I'm talking to gave me some good stretches and stuff to do. And that seems to be working. But she's also the one that said go walking. And I took about a 5-6 block walk today. And it got to where I was going and was like, I think I'm Ubering back because I can't do that again. Terry Nee says, send Jake a link. No offense to Jake, but Jake will never be given a link on my show, ever. I've seen too many shows where Jake gets a link and then suddenly some bad thing happens to the show from a link. I'm not saying Jake did it or it was his. I'm not one to send out links during a show. That's just me. The Wolf says, "Happy holidays, brother. Happy holidays to you." I was going to call you, but here's my call to the Wolf. If I'd have called him on Christmas, "Hey, how you doing? No, happy Christmas to you too. No, I just sat down here and I'm trying to contort my body into a shape that doesn't hurt." And I would get no sympathy from the Wolf because that's like his life. He's got back pain that you can't imagine. So he would laugh and laugh. He would say, "You're nothing but a little girl. You might as well put on a dress and call yourself Brenda." He says, "I have a TENS unit and I like mine." Yeah, I'm not messing around with this thing. I'm not messing around. Uncle Jack is here. Uncle Jack and I share many opinions, and we were sharing them this morning during the BS show. Uncle Jack says, "I think Jake was manipulated, but I agree 1,000%. That's just it. I don't. I think he was. Yeah. But you guys want to see my ceiling? I didn't think so. I really didn't think so. That's for my friend Uncle Jack. Uncle Jack will remember the era of the barefoot field goal kicker, as will my good friend the Wolf, because that's what the first part of the show was about tonight, was the era, the 80s, really. There apparently Jeff Wilkins did it a little bit after that, but he even admitted that he wasn't barefoot when he was doing it, so I don't know why people even talk about him, but it was mostly during the 80s. So, and then we had Rich Carlos. The NFL really doesn't like showing these dudes actually, like, look at this. They didn't show his bare foot here. It's almost like the NFL was like, let's just keep the barefoot thing on the down low. It's a little creepy, not that macho. And then Mike Lansford, that's, of course, the shot from a game, so they have any choice to show his foot. Let's see. Tim Jenkinson says, "No audio for me. Everybody else is getting audio, Timo. So please." Oh, it was YouTube. Reopened it, and it's fine. Uncle Jack does remember the era of the barefoot field goal kickers. The Wolf says, "Fetal position is king." I have been doing a lot of fetal position, but in my case, it's a lot better than other positions, but it's still, the pain eventually reworks its way back in. Terry Nee says, "Tom Dempsey." Well, we may do a whole show on Tom Dempsey someday. His kicking shoe looked like a golf club cover. I mean, it was really weird. The Wolf says, "I love watching barefoot kicking in the snow." Well, this dude kicked in New England and in Philly. Could be cold. And this dude kicked in Minnesota. I don't know if it was in Metropolitan Stadium or under the dome. But he also kicked for the Broncos outside. So, you know. And this guy here still holds the record for the longest field goal in college football history, and he kicked it barefooted. 65 yards, kicked a 64-yarder in the same game. No shoe sponsorship deal for them. Well, Tim, they could have had one, but it would have been for the plant foot. They weren't barefooted on both feet, just their kicking feet. Uncle Jack says, back spasms or sciatica? Sciatica. My good friend, sciatica. It's weird because it's getting a little better every day, but the things I have to do to make it get better are really painful. Really painful. Tim Jenkinson says, did you have fun celebrating the pagan festival that later became known as the birthday for Jesus? I didn't do anything. I was here. I couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't move. The day before, I worked at the big radio company, which was actually very cool. It was kind of old home week. I got to see a lot of people I hadn't seen in a while. But on the way back, I got some good victuals. So I just sat here, ate a little bit. Moving around the day before actually did help out a lot. I had some neighbors that made a heck of a lot of noise. Couldn't really do any sleeping, which I wanted to do, because I didn't sleep for about 3 days. I didn't sleep Thursday night, Friday night, or Saturday night. Anyway, so, you know. Tim Jenkins says, check out nerve flossing. That does not even sound, that sounds more painful than what I'm going through. Uncle Jax, I have a long-standing relationship with old Uncle Si. Well, you're driving trucks and hitching up things. That's bending and stooping and lifting and sitting. So, yeah, you're gonna. I do have one simple exercise that alleviates the pain and discomfort. What's that? An arm curl with a bottle of Jack. See here. Stretching, and you will need a bar stool. It's up to you if you want to add alcohol or not. Tim Jenkins says, my physiotherapist said chairs are torture devices. It's best to sit as little as possible. Uncle Jack said, but I can set you up. Well, I've actually got somebody that's actually just, I never knew this. It's someone I've known for quite a while, is a sciatica specialist. And she gave me some stretches to do that actually do work. They really do. But she's also the one that told me to do the walking. And the walking murdered me today. Murdered me. I mean, there were several points where I just stopped and bent over at the waist and made groany noises. You know, like, you know, the sort of... I wish I didn't have to sit, Tim, but I spend so much time on the computer. Tim said it always hurts before it gets better. Well, I'm glad to hear that, because that was one thing I was wondering about. I'm like, it's weird because it does hurt a little bit more, but not as much all over, if that makes any sense. The places where it hurts, it kind of does feel like it hurts more, but there aren't as many places the more working out I do. Uncle Jackson, you kneel on the stool with the side that hurt legs stretched out straight. So kneel. Okay. I'm with you so far. Julian Zeezer says, Mr. Lucky was written by Glenn Frey, but I think it was recorded on some independent album that's not available online by the band 38 Special. Neither one of those artists are the one that recorded the version I have, and I don't think Glenn Frey wrote the version that I have. He may have, but I don't think so. So you're kind of standing on one leg. The side that doesn't is bent and resting on the bar stool. Yeah, I'm with you. The thing that I've been told to do is there's a bunch of them that have what they call figure four. So if I'm sitting here, let's get through this. Julian Zeezer is on to something. Julian Zeezer, you are definitely on to something. But I didn't know that guy was in 38 Special. Let me see. Yeah, I think he performed with them and Grand Funk and stuff, but I don't know if he was ever officially a member of the band. But yes, you are correct. So the figure four thing. So if I'm sitting on so you put your hiney on the very edge of a chair or couch or whatever, and then you put your bent at the knees in front of you, and then you take one of your legs and put your ankle on top, like the ankle of the leg that's affected, on top of the other knee, which makes a figure four, the letter four. And then you bend it and twist your body the other way at the same time. And that works. Just from the way you're sitting, I can tell you're in pain. Yeah, of course. Of course I'm in pain. Of course I'm in pain. Please. Please. Yeah. Oh, so I do that. And then there's another one where you lie on your back. You take the hurt leg and you bend at the knee and then put your foot flat on the floor on the outer side of the other knee. And you do the same thing. You pull your knee that's bent back to your shoulder, the opposite shoulder, and twist your body the other way. By the way, just from the way you're sitting, I can tell you're in pain is an old Coco Taylor blues lyric. Just from the way that you're sitting, I can tell you're in pain. Anyway. That's not spelling. Don't make me show you sciatica stretches. Don't you make me show you sciatica stretches, because I'll do it. I will do it. I'll double dog do it. And I will allow words to be on my screen, words like glute. Terry Nee said the rack may help. Well, who among us is going to deny the positive effects of a rack? Know what I'm saying? All right. Let's see here. Present. And let's share screen, shall we? Let's share screen with the world. Let's go ahead and share a little screen. Boom, shakalaka. There we go, huh? So there you do. There's that figure four that we're familiar with. And then you just bend forward a little bit. How about that one, huh? That one's okay. That one's okay. Now this one here, now that one right there, that one is phenomenal. That one works great. Hi, and welcome to Sciatica Time. I'm your host, Tom Gully. Today we'll be... This one is the same as the other one. I don't even know why they included it. Now, this one here is pretty good. I don't do this one as much, but it is. Now, this one rocks the house. That knee to opposite shoulder one, that rocks the house. Incidentally, I went out because I am a little bit anal retentive. I went out and bought the exact same leggings and blouse that this girl's wearing. Standing hamstring stretch. I haven't tried that one, but nothing saying I won't. This one I just don't think I could do. Scissor hamstring. I don't know that my hammies. I got no problem with my hammies. Now that one I should be doing. Anyway, there's just a few sciatic stretches for you. But ladies and gentlemen, my hope is that you don't get it. That you don't get it. Pinformis stretch helps a lot. If you say so, man. Uncle Jack said, yes, I've used a lot of those stretches in MMA warm-up. Tim Jenkins says, haha, you have to start a back pain Discord. Tim says, the one you don't think you can do is just sit and cross one leg over instead. Well, I can do those. The one I didn't think I could do is the one where the chick is standing up and does it. Julian Zeezer says, my aunt thought she had sciatica, but she ended up with hip replacement. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Just, you don't want to say the words, to somebody that's my age. That's a thing where, well, she went in the hospital for that hip replacement. She never came out. No. Although I guess I've heard they're better now than they used to be. I think the Wolf has had a full hip replacement, though. Tim says, seems pretty much everyone here is suffering from back pain. Well, I think it's true that a lot of people do have back pain. I think it's a very true thing. But this will get better. It's just, I want it to be better now. And if you'd have told me I would feel like this on Sunday, I wouldn't have believed it, because I got so much better on Sunday. When I went into the big radio company, I walked into, let me tell you about the big radio company. They have a giant building in downtown Dallas. They used to say CBS Radio on the top of it. It doesn't say that anymore, but it says something else now. But at the bottom, at the base of it, there is a McDonald's. And that McDonald's is not a franchise McDonald's. It's a company-owned McDonald's. So, like a franchisee, there's a lot more franchise stores. The vast majority of the stores you've been in are owned by a franchisee. But when the company owns the McDonald's, that means the workers are generally paid a little bit more, so people stay longer. And also, all of the rules are followed, and everything is done perfectly. So when you go there, the fries are always crisp. The Big Mac is always, it looks like it does in the picture all the time. Anyway, there's a little Chevron convenience mart next to it. Like a fool, I hobbled, and I mean hobbled into this place. I mean, I can barely walk. I'm gimping it all the way. And I go through that little, drugstore section they have there, and there's no painkillers at all. There's no aspirin. There's no Tylenol. There's no Advil. So I go up to the counter and talk to the lady. I said, do you have any aspirin, ibuprofen? She's like, oh, over here. And she points to this rack that's got these little sort of packets. I had one out here earlier. One of these little packets with 2 Advils in them and stuff. And there was only 2 packets of Advil left. So I got both of them. And had a sausage McMuffin with egg. Bought a Red Bull in the place and decided Red Bull and sandwich. Then just walking a very short distance, 20, maybe 30 yards over to where the building was, got to the door, and I'm gimping. I mean, I'm carrying a briefcase. I get to the door that I'm used to using. I've got my little security pass. Yeah, it doesn't have the reader there anymore. So I'm realizing I have to walk all the way back over here, and I went all the way around and got in, which means I have to walk all the way back down that hallway and get on the thing and go upstairs. And the long story short of it is, then I did the work and things and whatnot. But when I was done doing that work, started at 9, ended at 1 in the afternoon, I could walk really well. I was experiencing little to no pain at all. And hustled myself on over to the grocery store. Now, the grocery store is great. You know why? Because you have the cart to support you the whole time. Got some delicious victuals and thought, I'm on the road to recovery. I'm going to be right as rain. I'm going to be right as rain. Then I woke up the next day and slowly sort of decayed to the station in life I currently inhabit, which is very raw. Everything feels very raw, but it'll get better. Let's just see here. Wow, people are commenting. There you go. Makes you wish you could be RoboCop. Sure does. The Wolf, 2 hips replaced thanks to my back. Yeah, the Wolf has back pain. I shouldn't even be talking about this in front of him because this is nothing to him. Whoops, I need to stretch more regularly. Lost lots of mobility. Well, stretching's important, and I'm going to, after I'm done with this show, I'm going to do nothing but stretch for the rest of the evening. Tim says, Tom will be doing live Pilates and yoga soon. You can follow along. Yeah, I'm going to be drinking energy. I'll be drinking my MedRx protein supplement with Maya Medicine protein. The Wolf says all the world has a bad back. That's for sure. Tim Jenkins says all those energy drinks, they're bad for the bones. Well, I drank one that morning and I was fine. But I try not to drink those. Life is bad for the bones. Tim Jenkins says Tom needs a trip to the ISS, a break from gravity. Maybe a flat earther can help him get there. The International Space Station. That'd be nice. I tell you what, I probably could use some time in one of those, those things you lock yourself in, and inverted bed things that turn you upside down. Or just in traction, in just general traction. I don't mean the kind where they drill into your head. I mean the kind where they put that thing on your neck that's a little stretchy over, and it just suspends you and straightens out your, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, sleep like Batman. Well, I don't know that I'd sleep on it, but they do stuff, They do things to it. But enough of my back and things. It is really weird, though, like normally, even when I was playing sports, if I had an injury, I knew why I had it, and I knew what happened when it actually happened. Guy steps on your ankle. Okay, that hurts. I'm going to have, a swollen, hard to run on ankle for a couple of days, whatever. But this, I just got up one day from sitting on a chair working, and I wasn't even sitting on it that long, and took a step and all the way down my leg, and it just isn't going away. And so it's just weird. It's just weird. Out of nowhere. Let's see. The Wolf says, lack of gravity is not gone for bones. Inversion tables can give some relief. There we go. Mine was caused by truck driving, says Tim Jenkins. And I think that's part of Uncle Jack's issue, too, maybe. Yeah, good for bones. Oh, lack of gravity is not good for bones. I wouldn't be using it for the bones. I would be using it to try to get a little bit of alignment. They keep saying herniated disc causes this, and I've always had a little lower back pain. But I don't feel like my disc is herniated to any degree at all. I think I would know that. I think that would be something I could, but who knows? I don't know. I'm not God. What do I know? I'm not God. I can mark, I don't have to do the show on sciatica, but I don't like things that I don't know what the cause was. I mean, obviously, if you have a disease or a syndrome or a condition, that's different. But something like this, it's like, again, sports, oh, that guy kicked me here, I'm going to have an injury anyway. But just to get up and you're hurt out of nowhere, because I don't push it anymore like I used to when I was younger. So I don't like that. I don't like something being able to blindside me like this and make me just, oh, my back hurts. I can't walk that well. Anyway. Uncle Jack says, I'll never forget the day I went down because of my knee and sciatica issue. Well, that's the other thing. Every now and then when I'm taking steps with it, it feels like my leg's going to buckle. Now, it hasn't so far, but it's got that. Yeah. Tim Jenkins says a TENS machine can give you relief. You could wear one when working. Well, I might, but I'm going to wait on that. Julian Zezer says, I have a herniated disc according to a CAT scan, but it doesn't slow me down unless I really overdo it, thankfully. The Wolf says he already talked about not trusting a TENS unit. It's not that I don't trust it, because I know a lot of people that have gotten very good results from it. It's just that I want someone to approve that for what I have before I do it. Uncle Jack says, yes, my uncle drives trucks also. He told me to take my stupid fat wallet out of my pocket when I'm sitting or driving. Not that many occurrences after. Well, same here. I felt like when I was walking today that my jeans were way too tight, like that and they're not tight, but I was like, it just felt like it, because everything's so sensitive, that it was compressing when it wasn't. And I took all the crap out of my pockets and put them in the jacket pockets just to, you know how your brain works when you're, doing stuff. You try to outsmart maybe it's because I'm wearing these. I don't know. Maybe. Man. Damn it. I just poked myself with a pen. Wouldn't it be wild if, like, pen ink was the solution to sciatica and nobody ever tried it before, and I accidentally just now found out the miracle cure for sciatica is pen ink? Tim Jenkinson says, just make sure you're turning it off and not turning up to max and you'll be okay. Okay, I come from a medical family. Before I do anything like that, I'm going to make sure that that's smart for me to do. The Wolf says, I use mine on max. Folks, I just want to point out, the Wolf not only uses his machine on max, he uses everything on max and does everything on max. So that's not surprising to me at all that he would be doing it on max. The Wolf was a competitive bodybuilder of some note for many, 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 many years in Southern California. And even when I knew him, he was well noted for immediately sitting down at a restaurant ordering not one but 2 entrees. Now, that doesn't mean he was going to eat 2 entrees, and by that I mean, no, he wasn't going to take one home. It meant he was going to eat at least 2 entrees. And then, of course, get the largest pizza they have and fold it over and eat it like a sandwich. Tim says he's hardcore, Mr. All or Nothing. I don't know if he's Mr. All or Nothing, but I do know he's Mr. When you find yourself in a bad situation, do everything you can to make it even worse. That I do know. Uncle Jack says, oh, Tom, if you're not doing anything later, I'm going down to Kensington. I'm going to go live if you want to jump on. I'm just going to drive through and possibly chat a bit and ask them what Santa brought them. I don't know where Kensington is, and I would normally say yes in a heartbeat, but I'm relatively certain that I will be logging off, and I've got to play the song here in just a couple minutes, and immediately calling my sciatica person and just I don't see myself sitting anymore tonight. which sucks because when I try to lay down, I'm, not Kensington in London. I think it's probably Kensington in Pennsylvania. But soon, Uncle Jack, I just got to get this back thing straightened out. I can tell you that you and I did that show, the Alpha Shot Lounge, the other night, and I was so honored that they asked me to be on it that I didn't, and I just didn't feel like I could say no to them. Not because of anything on their part, but I wanted to be helpful to them, and I know that I shouldn't have been sitting and doing that night. So Terry Nee says Kensington in Philly is a nightmare. Julian Zezer says next door to me, I'm in Fishtown. Wow, we got a bunch of Philly people here. Uncle Jack says, nah, Tim, Kensington in Philly. And Uncle Jack says, Terry Nee, yep. Uncle Jack says, Julian Zezer, no way, you got a bunch of Philly people here. It's like they're all meeting in that jail cell underneath Met Stadium. Veterans Stadium, excuse me. Kim Warfield says, we have a K in San Diego. Hey now. Not full of rich people like Kensington and London then. No, Tim. I think it would be just the opposite. I think Kensington and Philly is not necessarily where the people live that threw the snowballs at Santa Claus after the Eagles game, but probably the people that put the batteries in the snowballs first were from Kensington, at least some of them. At least a few. Ask them if they suffer from back pain as well. Uncle Jack says he's in Ben Salem now. And, yeah. All right, kids, I got to get out of here because Uncle Phil's coming up. Appreciate all of you being here and listening to me cry and whine and simper like a little schoolgirl. However, we'll be back tomorrow with some other subject that, what do we got here? I don't know. It'll be something. I'll try to find something really good. That's actually a hysterical question to ask. It is. Well, soon they do lean over. Get well soon. If you see them, yes. All right, I got to get out of here because Uncle Phil's coming up. So with that in mind, I guess you guys should support Uncle Jack's Jack Shack. Go to that YouTube page. It's at Uncle Jack's Jack Shack. And check out what he's doing. I think you'll enjoy it. And the only thing left to say would be, till next time, we'll see you next time.